Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to dive back into Canva and we are going to talk about how to print from Canva. And this tutorial is going to be really simple, really easy. There's not a lot to it, but there's a couple different options and things that I want to show you that'll help making your choices to figure out what direction you want to print a little bit easier. So the first thing we're going to do, let's hop on over to Canva. Okay. All right, so then what we're going to do is if you don't already have an image or you don't have a ebook or you don't have something that you want to print, you're going to have to create that first. So what we'll do is we're actually going to go in here. Let's create a blank image, 1000 by 1000. And I actually have an image that I was working on before I started filming this, just a little flyer, a little something that I wanted to use as a mock-up in order to show as an example of what we can print. It is an image, so that way we can take a look and see an image versus text, what it would look like to print. So I'm going to go over here, I'm going to click on uploads, and here it is. So this is a little flyer that I came up with. It was just something simple to promote the YouTube channel. I'm not really going to use it, but here it is. So created a little flyer, and the first thing we want to do is decide if you're going to print an image or if you're going to print some sort of an ebook with text. And the reason that's important is because we want to figure out the best source of file format that we want to use in order to export the file. So with this flyer here, what we're going to do is I'm going to go up here. Once you have your image, I'm going to go up here to share. So remember, share is always the first step into downloading the file. So we're going to click on share. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on download. And so there's all these options that you can choose when you're exporting a file, like in Canva, for example. So for printing, the best option to print, and really the main option to print, is you have to export it to a PDF. So this one, PDF print right here, best for printing. This option allows us to actually create a PDF. So it's going to export the file as a PDF, and then you can print it through your local desktop, laptop, that sort of thing. So on here, there's a bunch of different options that you can choose. You can leave the crop marks and the bleed. And what that basically is if you're into trimming the design after printing, then you can kind of customize it that way. Or flatten the PDF. Basically what it does is keeping it flat helps you print it properly in terms of having some of the edges not be off and making it a little more symmetrical. And then include notes. If you happen to write notes on your image or your document or your flyer, whatever it is, you can print it with or without notes. I never put notes on there, but if you did, you could print it with notes if you need someone else to take a look and mock it up. So then we're going to go down to color profile. And so there's two options here. So RGB is basically the standard and the best for digital use. So if you wanted to print it digitally, so instead of printing it to where you're printing it from a physical printer, RGB is probably the best bet to look at. The other option is CMYK. And as you can tell, the only way to print the CMYK for professional printing is through Canva Pro. So if you see this little icon right here, this little kind of crown icon, yellow crown, it basically indicates that that particular feature or that selection is just available with Canva Pro. So if you guys haven't checked out Canva before, Canva is a really, really easy, very beginner friendly graphic design. It's all online, it's all in the cloud. So it's something that I use every day, multiple times a day for various tasks for my business. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the best for digital use. So we're going to do RGB and we're going to hit download, and it's going to go through and it's going to download it. And then we will pull up. All right. So this is what it's going to look like when it prints out as a PDF. And so as you can tell, there are the white borders on the side. And the reason that is because the image of the flyer itself is a little tiny bit smaller than the 1000 by 1000 that we chose, which is fine. This is just an example. So right here, now that it's downloaded, now you can go up here and you can click on print. And what you can do is you can either click, and this kind of goes back to your normal printer settings. So you can really how you would normally print any other document. So black and white or color, you can choose whichever one you prefer. And then obviously you select your printer and you can click on print. So that would be how to print it in terms of printing it, creating it, and then exporting it to a PDF and then printing it that way. Another way that we can do this is if you have the image itself, what you can do is you can click on share, and then we can click on download. And instead of PDF print, if you want more of a high resolution image, and then you want to print that, you want to actually take it to like some sort of a third party place to print it out, like a Staples or like a Kinko's or that kind of thing. You can actually save it as a PNG. You can save it as JPEG, or if you wanted the file to be compressed a little bit and the quality to not be as good, there's always PDF standard. So what PDF standard is, as it mentions, is if you're going to email the document and you want to spread it around, maybe through like an email chain, or you have like an email list and you want to just spread the image around without actually attaching the file as an image, if you'd rather it look more professional as a PDF, then you can use this option. And it's going to do the exact same thing. So you can click on PDF standard. And again, we don't want to flatten it or include notes. That's just my personal choice. You can decide if you want to do that. We can click download. And then it's going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to pull up right here. And so this is the same thing. It looks the same way, but it's just a different way to print it out, depending on what avenue you want to take. So that's pretty much it. Pretty short and sweet as far as printing in Canva. Very easy. Stay tuned. We have a lot more tutorials coming on Canva, doing a lot of different things, a lot of graphic design, graphic editing, editing image, that kind of thing. So if you guys like this content and if you benefited from it and if you learned something, please like the video, and also please consider subscribing so you can come along on this journey with us and learn some more stuff about graphic design, YouTube, money management, some various things that we talk about, just bettering yourself and creating a better version of yourself. That's pretty much it for now. So I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for the support. Until next time, be well, be safe. Thank you.